Let us see the situation where we try to find out the magnetic field at a general point. Now this is the bar magnet with the north and the south pole, and we are trying to find out at P. So it is neither at equatorial line nor at the axial line. So in this case, what needs to be done is, if you join these 2 points, this is the direction of r vector, and south to north there is an m vector. So we will resolve this m vector. Let us say this is making angle theta with the horizontal. So this m vector we will resolve in the along the r vector and perpendicular to the r vector. So along the r vector, let us call it m1, and perpendicular, let us call it m2. So this m1 vector, this is pointing towards the axial direction. If I take this point, it is in the axial direction, and this m2 vector is in the equatorial direction. So b1 vector will be in the direction of m1 vector, and b2 vector will be opposite to the direction of m2 vector, as discussed in the previous video. So m1 can be written as m cos theta, and m2 can be written as m sin theta. So we know that equation for b axial is 2k m1 m by r cube. So in the axial direction, here there is m1, and m1 magnitude is m cos theta. K I am calling it as mu naught by 4 pi, the constant I am calling it as k. In the equatorial direction, it will be k m by r cube. Which m I need to put? I need to put m2, and m2 is m sin theta. But the direction of magnetic field will be opposite to the m2 direction. So at this point, if you see, this is the b1 direction. At this point P, this is the b1 direction, and this is the b2 direction. So the net direction will be in this direction, parallelogram law. So let's see the magnitude now. So the magnitude of b net is equal to, it will be square root of b1 vector magnitude square plus b2 vector magnitude square, b1 square plus b2 square. So here in b1 and b2, you can see that what are the terms which are constant? K is a constant, m is a constant, r cube is a common thing, common term. So you can pull it out. If you pull it out, you get km by r cube into root over, and here there is 2 cos theta. So 2 cos theta square will be 4 cos square theta, and plus sin square theta. There is a sin theta in equatorial. There is a sin theta in the equatorial, and I am putting it here. So if you break it down into 4 cos square theta into 3 cos square theta plus cos square theta, we know that this value is 1. So the expression becomes b net is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into m by r cube into root over 3 cos square theta plus 1. This is the general expression to find the magnetic field at any point. That means if I take a magnet, I take a point, you need to just provide me theta, I can get you the total b value over here. This is the meaning of that. If you give theta 30 degrees, you get some value. If 45 degrees, you get some other value. Okay. Now our axial and equatorial cases can be derived from this. See, when theta is equal to 0, you can see here the direction is this. Is it not the axial direction? So put theta is equal to 0 degrees in this equation. You get what? You get mu naught by 4 pi into 2m by r cube. Is it not the formula for the axial case? And similarly, if you put theta is equal to 90, this is the equatorial case. Put theta is equal to 90 in the same equation. You get mu naught by 4 pi into m by r cube root over 0 plus 1. So you get mu naught by 4 pi into m by r cube is equal to b equatorial. So these were the formulas. Now these are the formulas for point which are at very large distance from the bar magnet. That means the magnet will behave as a short magnet. Remember, if the distance of the point is very large compared with the length of the magnet, that magnet is considered as a small magnet.